I 2 nights ago I had this really weird dream. I dreamt I was back at our school. I was in the athletic hallway near the training room, and it felt so realistic that like it felt out of place, but it felt super realistic. So I thought to myself, I was like, "This isn't a dream. This feels way too real." Like I thought that, I said that to myself, and then like as things went on, I started to realize things were out of place. So for one, it was Zoe was still a trainer rather than a player or trainer, whatever she was, and so she was there, and that felt normal. Actually, it wasn't her. I remember seeing her at one point, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so some trainer, and then I saw this kid named Sam from my school who looks like Griffin, only way hotter.
Oh.
Which, isn't much competition, but still.
Oh.
But anyway, and so I saw him and I was like, this feels really out of place. Why is he here? And then I everything started to get blurry as time went on, and then I subconsciously thought to myself again, like, oh no, this is a dream. And then I woke up and things felt really weird. And it was also before a game. I forgot to mention
Was
that.
it a wet dream?
Huh?
Was it a wet dream?
Oh, every dream I have is a wet dream.
It's because
Especially if you're in it.
Especially if Griffin's in it. You're Sam, sorry. Frisco Griffin.
Frisco Griffin. Okay.
So,
dreams are weird.
Everyone, I want to say welcome to
All
the
4
Fort Ever podcast.
All 4 of you.
No, not for
All
you
10.
guys. Yeah, like all the 4 people that watch
That's
our
what I
videos.
meant.
Yeah. No, but yeah, welcome everyone.
Welcome?
Welcome.
Well, you're not even normal. Okay, that's crazy.
Whale? Come.
Like a big fish, only not fish.
And come. Lots of it.
Fish come.
Okay, so to start off our talking points,
Start off our talking.
start off the talk.
What about the points?
I'm talking.
Speaking of pointing,
Starting off like the last podcast. I'm talking about football.
Wow.
It's probably boring for people who don't.
Okay.
Whitney, I'm just going to put this out there that Whitney has made history as of Friday night. And we are going to the 3rd round. The farthest Whitney's ever been. Just want to put that out there. And
Okay.
Frisco, Heritage.
Hard
Hard.
We
hard.
already discussed that
You're a
last time.
retard.
It's gay.
Don't even tell me.
That was rude.
I don't care. I believe it in my heart of hearts.
You should believe that you're rude.
Deep in the
Shut
heart.
up.
Farts.
That's what it's all about.
Deep in the heart
Okay.
of Texas.
But tuss.
Bum.
Buttocks.
We're gonna talk about the importance of a good
Hearty, healthy.
workout routine and being healthy in general. So, I think one of the people who's most fit to talk about this is probably Griffin.
I'd say
Considering
so.
he's the best at keeping a routine.
Out of all of us, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's still fucking weak, which is really weird, but
Okay, buddy.
well, I mean, weak in comparison to everyone else who doesn't keep a good routine. It's just weird. But you do look fit. We'll give you that.
Yeah.
You've toned up a lot, and you look pretty sexy.
And hot.
But
Lots
anyway,
of hot.
so
Very
just
hot.
Talk about how
So
you got into that routine and like what you've done to keep it.
Really, I just had a set time for a while, and once you start showing up there, like, every now and then, it just becomes regular, and it's, like, just part of your routine, I guess. I mean, it, like...
Just like daily routine.
Yeah,
It just
like,
becomes,
like waking up, brushing your teeth kind of thing.
Like, just feels normal.
I
never
can't
brushed
even
my
do
teeth.
that. Yeah.
No.
Every 3
Yeah,
days for me.
honestly, brushing my teeth isn't always part of my routine anyway.
That's probably a problem.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a problem.
Maybe.
But
I still have them. Most of
As
them.
long as they're there. I wouldn't mind getting
You're
that.
talking about teeth?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I expected.
from what I realize is that I used to not really care for it, but diets are extremely, not necessarily diet as in, stop eating certain unhealthy things. Like, you can literally eat whatever you want, in my opinion, and it usually works out as long as you're putting in the work.
At this point, like, our metabolisms is so high.
Yeah.
Like,
When you're a young adult, anywhere from, I'd say 15 to like early 20s, once you start getting into the 20s, it gets more iffy. But like, as long as you're just putting food in your body, whatever it is, like, is better than nothing. Because like, what I've started to realize is that you'll get stronger when you don't eat, but you won't gain muscle. And it makes working out really hard.
Yeah.
Extremely difficult. You can still do it. But like, I have a problem. I still do it. I literally don't eat. I wake up, I don't eat breakfast. I forget. I just don't pack a lunch because I don't care. So I literally eat one meal a day. Maybe two if I eat a really late lunch and then a dinner. So that's not good, and you don't need to do that. But also right now I don't work out at all. Like, really at all. And I probably won't start till after Thanksgiving.
Usually, so daily for me, I don't eat breakfast.
Of course you don't.
Most of the time, I don't eat like lunch unless I go out and eat.
Yeah.
Which I'm not allowed to do, but I do anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Who doesn't?
so and then I eat dinner most of the time. Sometimes I won't. Just tell my parents that I already ate.
Yeah.
Just not eat.
I usually only eat dinner.
Yeah. So does it
Well,
matter?
this morning I had dark chocolate, or it was milk chocolate for breakfast.
This morning, I didn't eat breakfast, but I had a good lunch with my pals, and then I had a pretty good dinner.
I would have had a good lunch if someone had told me where it was at.
And then the first time I ate today was at CC's.
You literally came up to me and you're like, yeah, you can go if you want. And I was like, all right, what time? And you're like, 1:30. And I was like, all right, where's it at? And you just didn't say anything.
We didn't know at that point.
What do you mean you didn't know? I literally told you Bobby's when I said let's go eat lunch, and you said yeah, sure. How about 1:30? I was like, all right, meet me at Bobby's at 1:30.
That was I talked to him after, or talked to him before that.
That was when I just asked you.
When was that?
I don't know.
It was at 9 o'clock this morning. I was here. I'll go back
Josh,
and read
film ended at 12.
They'll still no, because he told me he was like, I have practice. Let's do it at 1:30. I'll go back and look. We can read.
We had not decided on a set place for lunch.
He said
we were
Bobby's.
talking, I was like, we'll talk about it over lunch, like a gay couple. And then he goes, the movie was sad. I'm gonna skip over this. But seriously, you want to go to lunch because I'm hungry. He keeps ignoring me. Okay, and then he finally answered. I said, I'll meet you at Bobby's at 12. And then he said, nigga, I got practice. And I said, what the fuck? And I said,
Can't say that word.
what?
Can't say that word.
What word?
That word.
You know what word?
Oh, what was... I kind of ruined the flow of the story. I really don't want to tell him anymore.
Let's get it. Let's keep
Well,
going.
anyway, I said it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I just didn't read the Bobby's part. I thought we were still undecided. I told Bodie we were undecided on where we were going.
We literally go to the same place every single time.
That's a problem.
Also,
That's a
like, if
routine.
you guys would like go to like IHOP or something.
Why wouldn't we go all the way to IHOP?
Because IHOP is
I
good.
don't know, because we've done it before.
Yeah, but Bobby's is cool.
Yeah, true.
It's like the town thing. You can't just not go, man. I didn't get catfish though, and that actually really bummed me out. I'm not gonna lie.
Catfish at Bobby's?
Yes, it's so good, dude.
Oh,
Anywhere you go, catfish is good. It's
Yeah,
kind of hard to mess
true.
up catfish, especially when it's fried.
you get a good point. It's hard to mess up a bunch of things that are fried. Because really, you just kind of drop
I've had
it
some
in there.
bad fried chicken nuggets, stuff like that.
No, well, that's because you can like... Yeah, true, never mind. Yeah, you can overcook it, but...
Or just not season it. Some people just don't do that. They think frying it's enough.
Yeah. People that don't season their food are little gremlins.
They're white is what they are. Dude,
I don't know. Salt is too spicy. I don't know.
shut up.
Dude, I had to wash my mouth with some Listerine this morning. Woo. Needed some milk after that.
They used
Got
to, like,
outside,
not be
took a breath, and oh Jesus, I had to go back in. It's too spicy.
Dude, did you just shit your pants?
All you've done today is shit your pants.
That's true.
Maybe it's just you, but in your ass. When was the last time you wiped your ass?
Hey, it's No Wipe November. You don't talk to him like that.
I wipe my ass
Maybe
when I
it's-
need to.
Hey, I'm participating in No Pee November, so
I'm participating in
Dude, I'm not pissing until Santa comes.
When the Santa comes.
It's like December.
I kicked it. I stubbed my toe.
He's kicking it.
Kicking it with you.
Give me my beanie.
Yeah.
Keep flip and grind.
Oh. Okay, guys.
Stop! I told
On
you
the
they were
note-
gonna do this.
On the note of like working out, being healthy and whatnot. You know how like the like a few months ago, not quite a year, but they were making a big deal about toxic masculinity and stuff like that from that one. What was that one commercial?
Gillette.
Gillette, yeah.
Was it Gillette?
Yeah,
Gillette, the best a man can get.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so on that, we're gonna ask: is toxic masculinity real?
No.
I think it's more
Sorry,
just like
I'm not sure about that.
really.
Hey Alexa, play "Doing Your Mom" on Spotify.
I think that's been taken off.
Everyone's Doing Your Mom by Turd Helmet from Spotify.
Turd helmet.
Okay. That's a copyright strike, guys. Okay, but anyway. Okay, so talking about masculinity real. What did you say, Griffin?
What was I saying? Oh, I don't really think it's really toxic masculinity. It's just people being dickheads, like
Yeah.
all around.
That's
Just like
Just being
Using
chads.
masculinity as a reason to be a dickhead.
It's
I
just
guess.
like feminism.
yeah,
I think it's just a bunch of soy
People
boys.
use feminism as an excuse to be a dick to
yeah.
men.
That's definitely right. Yeah, I'd say. I mean, it's the same way toxic masculinity can be real in the same way of like you being a toxic person in general, because being toxic is a real thing.
yeah,
Just like any term is.
yeah,
So
yeah.
to say it's not real doesn't make sense when it's literally a made up term, as are most terms.
I think it's mainly used by feminists and soy boys who feel like ashamed to be themselves.
That's definitely right. And like they, for some reason, I don't get it. We've just
Used
like
by-
our American culture is diverted from.
American culture.
I mean, we
everybody's
do
a
live
fucking.
in a society.
No, but American culture is diverted from men being men and women being women for very obvious reasons, because you know you can be what you want and all that, and sure, and whatever, and that's all great and good. But while that is true, I can tolerate it if you're not putting people down for still wanting to be masculine and still wanting to be feminine.
I can't tolerate it. Sorry.
Well, no.
Too many big muscly men out there.
Yeah.
Get skinny,
They're
please.
too strong. They give me boner. No, but I mean, I guess in its own way, it's a real thing. It's a real term.
Yeah.
The term makes sense, and I understand it, but to call toxic masculinity like a problem doesn't make sense.
It's it's
just
not a
people being
problem.
dickheads.
Yeah, it's like it's gonna happen, and there's not really any solution to it. Other
Now,
than
what
just,
is not real is toxic masculinity in the way that they say just men acting like men is toxic masculinity, which
Boys
is
Just guys
being
being
boys.
dudes.
yeah, it's literally just guys being dudes. That's all it is, and it just for them to make it out like it's some problem, like it hasn't been around for thousands and thousands of years. And I get that things that have been around for a while aren't always good, but like that's like how civilization was built, and you're gonna say that it's wrong. You live in this society.
Toxic soy boy salinity.
You sound like a fucking ultra.
It's like Alex Jones.
Fuck you.
You literally sound like Charlie Kirk. Is that his name?
Is that
man.
Captain
Yeah.
Kirk from what's his face?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Star Trek, Star Wars.
Captain
Star
Kirk?
We're just all getting back to Star Trek.
Okay, we've mentioned it like 3 times. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's it really. Unless anyone else has anything to add.
We could just ramble on.
We could. I mean, that's what we do with everything. But I mean, that's all I have to say about it.
Like virgins.
It's real in its own way. And it's
What about
It's not a
virgins?
problem. Okay. My voice almost cracked.
Almost.
Okay.
Almost
so,
broke into tears.
I'm a little far away, so I hope the mic's picking me up good. Also, my voice is acting funny, but completely diverting from the path here. None of these topics are really, well, some of them are really related, but we're saving the best one for last. Yeah, you know what it is. Yes, God. No. Okay, so we're gonna talk about. This is gonna be really broad, and I don't know where it's gonna go, but we're gonna talk about the entire continent of Africa.
Oh, like ranch?
Biafra,
Continent.
South Africa,
Waka
the
waka.
Boers, not them. Let's talk about the history of Africa. I mean, let's be fair. Africa has been
Dude.
exploited by the European powers
And American.
And their
not
own.
us.
And their
Well,
own.
Well, of
Slavery.
course by their own, but
The North Atlantic slave trade.
was it us?
That was us.
You know who
That
started
was
it?
the British and the Portuguese.
You
It
know
wasn't
who?
the United States.
You know who sold
When
the
the
slaves
United
to the Portuguese?
Hold on.
The blacks.
I'm looking
No,
this up.
the United States shortly after its formation, banned the import of slaves. I can't remember when it was. It was.
Yeah, but we still exploited African Americans.
No, I'm saying Africa. I didn't say African Americans. I'm talking about the continent of Africa. Its
Yeah,
resources and its
the
people.
transatlantic slave
The
trade.
Americans didn't do that. That was the Europeans.
The
We were
tran-
still a
hold on.
continent.
The transatlantic slave trade. Let's see.
That was when we were still a colony.
Yeah, it's still us.
No, it wasn't. We revolted. Became our own country. And we banned the import of slaves.
Yeah, but we still used the slaves
I'm
from
not
Africa.
I'm talking about in Africa, going to Africa. We
fought
as
for-
Americans, the United States of America, did not itself, after its founding, go to Africa and exploit it any more than it had already been exploited by the resources
You
being
see-
there already.
Okay,
We
that's
had
And so that's what I'm
slaves.
saying.
fair. That's fair.
Okay, so
Homegrown
which yeah,
slaves.
I mean, not to say like we're completely, free of the matter. Like we did have slaves, terrible. Like that's the worst ever. But that sounded really disingenuous, but it wasn't meant to be. But yeah, so that it's been abused by European powers since the I'd say 1600s,
Something like that.
something like that. Yeah, all the way up until the mid 20th century when decolonization started happening. But even all the way up until probably the 70s, I'd say. Can't remember when decolonization actually ended. But like, there have been tons of, and it's weird. Hold on, I'm trying to branch off and say a bunch of different things. But anyway, Africa has had a extremely rough history. And the thing is, Africa, before Europe became the main powerhouse, back when it was mostly Hellenic people of Greece and Rome and Middle East and some African. We learned about him in world history. I think he was the richest man on earth. Was an African man, an African Muslim. I think he was a like a Moor, like around where Morocco is. But anyway, so they haven't always been a shithole. So I guess since to keep it from us just talking about everything, let's just talk about what made Africa a shithole and what we think we could have done different.
Like in Iron Man 1, it was said best that it wasn't talking about Africa, but it was talking about the Middle East. That technology has always been the Achilles heel of that part of the country, about that part of the world. Like the same with the Middle East, like Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, all of those. Like technology is not their forte.
Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is most people don't know, which it makes a lot of sense once you start reading into it. But the Crusades, when they owned Palestine or Israel, whichever one you want it to be, I'm calling it Palestine because that's historically.
Israel doesn't exist.
Israel's real and was real. Was real. No, but after the collapse of Israel, when the Jews fled because of the Romans, it became Palestine for a long time. But during the Crusades, they wanted to reclaim Israel, obviously, and there are actually Europeans there. Like they had it for a short time. But the Library of Jerusalem held all ancient knowledge that the Greeks and the Romans had, and us losing that information, I say us, Europeans that came off of Romans, I'm sorry, that is descended from Romans and Greeks. They lost that knowledge, which is what put us into the medieval times, the Dark Ages. But us finding that put us into the what was that called?
Which one?
In the 1700s, when we stopped being poor and dying of the Black Plague.
Industrial Revolution?
No, that was in the 1800s. It was in the beginning of the 1700s. Renaissance.
Yeah.
That was from the Crusades. We regained all that knowledge and then burned down the Library of Jerusalem.
Alexandria.
Alexandria. Well, no, that's a different one. We did burn that one down too, which is also a defining factor. But there's another library. It wasn't called the Library of Jerusalem. It's called something else. But it was something like that, and that had a lot of the knowledge. So we took all of it and we burned it down. So they lost all of it. You know, and that was scholars and rich men, smart people were the ones who had onto the knowledge. It wasn't like easily accessible like it was like around the time of the Renaissance when everyone started learning to read. And Bibles were translated into English and all that crazy
I
stuff.
still don't know how to read.
Yeah, honestly, who needs it? But
What our book.
so all past that. So they after the Crusades, the Middle East and Africa were put up a very bad start.
Oh yeah. Starting
then
the game on expert.
Come colonization, European powers exploiting the tribes and whatnot. Which, to be fair, not saying that they're not saying they're any more ripe for it, but the Middle Easterners and Africans, if they had been the ones who had progressed technologically faster and had been roles reversed, they would have done the exact same thing. I think any empire would have done it because, you know, the idea of liberalism and being nice to people, even though they're different, didn't come.
No, until like
long time. Which
past 10, 20 years.
Yeah, that comes with education, so it's a curse. We shouldn't be able to read. I want to go back to medieval times. No, but that was a joke.
I want to go back to medieval times.
Shut up.
Of course you do.
Dude, that's like the first time you've talked. Do you want to throw anything in?
I don't know.
Medieval times is a pretty fun place.
It actually is.
They got some good.
You guys want to go there?
I've seen it on the Cable Guy.
You haven't gone?
No.
Hey,
Dude,
we
we're
should
going.
go to the planetarium sometime soon.
Yeah, we need to do that and go to medieval. Josh has never been to medieval times.
I haven't either.
It was in medieval times.
What? You guys have never been?
No.
It's so much fun.
I've been there once. I remember they gave me.
Our
Dragon
guy
Ball
won
suit.
last time I went. He was red guy.
Red guy.
Red guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know.
Red versus
I've never
Blue.
been
I've
there.
seen that on Netflix.
No, it's a bunch of different.
Red versus Blue is sick.
That's Halo.
Oh.
Shut your
times.
piss, baby. Okay, listen.
Bless you.
Gross.
Okay,
Just clips
anyway,
like so
We're gonna
hard.
skip a little bit. Go to colonization. Colonization is what doomed Africa.
Oh yeah.
Us
Is it-
or us. I keep saying us. I don't want to associate with Europeans. Europeans, exploiting Africa and its people, doomed Africa.
Yeah.
I lost my wording again.
Hope you find soon.
You found them. Europeans exploiting it, doomed it. So what?
Why?
My theory here is there are a lot of defining factors that led to the downfall of the Middle Eastern and African empires.
You dying, bro?
I have tuberculosis. I got lumbago. I don't know. I feel like the only way Africa could have gotten like actually civilized was if Britain and France and Portugal and Spain hadn't become so liberalized, or at least not listened and continued to keep their colonies. Which, also, to be fair, the reason a lot of colonies were lost were due to revolution, the foundation of communism being spread. Like a lot of, like Angola, the Angolian uprising was one of the most famously known. Because
Death to the MPLA!
Yeah.
Ow.
I like how you knew that. That's really funny. Yeah, but that's pretty well known one. They pretty much became communist because the people who supported the uprising were communists. China gave them weapons and supplies. I think I put my shirt on backwards. I definitely did. Anyway, so now that I'm putting this all out there, I don't think Africa could have been saved. The only thing that could save it was if we never would have gone there in the first place and let them sort themselves out.
Yeah. I mean,
Which was impossible. That never would have
that's
happened.
kind of what we did in America. We
We were
left
founded
to-
way too late to exploit it anyway.
Exactly.
Everyone had foundings. The only thing we did was Liberia, and we literally did that and said to all the slaves, like, go home. Take my keys.
Go home.
Go home.
Take my keys. Go home.
Take my truck. Parker, what are you doing here?
Get out, Parker.
Go home. Take my keys. keys.
That's not true.
We told the African Americans to take our keys and go home. Basically, that's what Abraham Lincoln said. Actually, I don't remember. No, Liberia was
Get
not
the
important.
hell out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I think you forgot to move closer to the mic, so I hope everything you said has been heard clearly.
There's something to drink.
You don't have to say it again.
I said, get the hell out of here.
Okay.
You clip so hard.
Yeah. You what's in that
You
drink?
yell into it.
Dr. Pepper. Or it was.
Oh.
What?
Spencer, if
Gonna
you're not going
cry.
to talk, can I please sit on the seat? My knees hurt. I feel
love
like I've
talking.
been on my knees.
Okay, we'll
But I
pass
can
that.
actually
Okay, now we're just going to talk about countries in general.
I don't know.
Sweden.
Fuck it, dude.
I can spend the next hour talking about Sweden.
Dude,
PewDiePie.
Sweden used to be so cool, and now look at it. It is literally
It's 'cause PewDiePie
everything
moved out of
wrong with mass immigration can be found in Sweden.
Yeah.
Which sucks. You used to have people like,
it. PewDiePie in
I can't
there.
even remember his name because I don't care. You know him.
Charles XII,
Charles XII.
back in 1700.
Corolius Rex.
Carolus.
They had dinosaurs?
Literally one of the greatest commanders to ever face the earth. Besides,
Yeah.
of course,
Peter the Great.
no, he was
Peter Griffin.
Peter the Great.
Cody.
Carlos Rex.
Peter the Great can suck my tiny willy.
Peter the Peter the
Alexander the Great is
Peter
the
the
greatest
Griffin.
commander known to man.
Peter the
Yeah.
Griffin.
He held together an empire that should not have been held together. You can tell it
It's my
shouldn't have been
shit.
held together
It's
because when he died, it instantly fell apart.
Yes.
Yeah, colonization would never work these days unless you kept your subjects uneducated. That's the only way it would work.
Just invade a third world country.
But all of them know what communism is, and some of them can
Kill
read.
the ones that know.
Well, then they see you killing people, like, dang, that sucks. I don't want that to be me, and then they start killing people. I don't know.
Not if you kill those ones that
Dude,
see.
Croatia and Serbia, all of the Balkans have no right to exist in their current state. Yugoslavia was the best thing to happen to the Balkans ever.
Yes, sir.
Any thoughts?
I don't know. I don't really follow up on history.
About Nazi Germany.
What about Nazi Germany?
What if they won?
Nazi Germany.
What if they won? That's not part of the talking
It doesn't matter.
it's countries.
It is.
Nazi Germany was the greatest Germany.
Yeah.
Greatest by military power and industry, not by like good
Can
people.
you show me my party?
I don't know.
Never mind. German Empire was really cool.
I mean, Nazi Germany was.
Joseph Goebbels is a pretty good filmmaker in my
Goebbels.
Do you know that one picture of him when he like realized that he can't remember, heard that the camera was Jewish and he took a picture and he's like,
Yes.
that's actually a really like photo.
Don't squeeze too hard.
But anyway, countries. The U.S. How's the U.S. holding up? I hate where we're going.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
going straight downhill. We're falling at 100 or to 500 miles an hour, and we have no parachute.
300 million miles an hour.
3 billion miles an hour.
4.
And we have no parachute. I'm just gonna say it. Mass immigration is absolutely the worst thing to ever happen ever.
Immigration in general is bad.
We should not have immigration.
I don't like people who. I don't like people who don't belong in my country.
I don't like other races. The only race I like is the Daytona 500.
I don't know, man. Formula 1's pretty good.
It's pretty good, but I like the
Yeah.
Daytona 500.
I like the Le Mans.
You just said it because you just watched Ford v Ferrari.
Yeah, I did. I didn't know that was a thing until then.
I like the
I don't like racing. It's really boring.
The hurdles.
I like
110 hurdles are pretty good.
It depends on the race. Like if it's NASCAR, it's really boring.
about black people?
But,
If
like,
it's the 4x2, I'm not a big
4x2 sucks, buddy. 4x anything's pretty dumb.
4x4.
4x4 is literally the worst one.
I don't even know what that is. I was just
No,
saying
like 4x4 meters.
2x4.
4x4 is
just watch
4
the piece
people
of
run
wood.
400 meters.
2x4 is wood.
2 people run 400 meters.
Wood.
Spencer over here talking about his wood.
Leave it to Spencer. Talk about wood all the time.
Oh, speaking of that,
Get close to the mic, please.
Speaking of that.
Ty told Coach Hancock about my large penis.
Oh.
Yeah, and Bucko was like, yeah, no homo, but Josh is slanging. And Coach Hancock looks at me and he goes, you swinging a hammer down there? And he's like, might as well call you Thor if you're swinging a hammer. And then he's like, you've got enough wood to start a fire, don't you? And then later on, we went to team dinner, and me and Griffin were walking out the door, and Coach Hancock stops and he goes, "See you later, MC Hammer."
You guys know how Coach Miller's Facebook name is
Black Door.
the Black Thor Miller? That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you came to our pep rally a few weeks ago.
I see him every now and
Came to our games too.
Miss Coach Miller works at our school. I have no idea what she does, but I see her sometimes. Still thick.
Yeah, she is.
Can we cut that up, please?
Yeah.
I should put that in just in case. Never know.
What the fuck?
You just shoot his pants, bro.
I can't see anything too.
Do you mind if I pick lid?
Okay, well, the
Yeah.
country thing went nowhere. That was way too broad to bring up any substance. But now we're gonna move on to the meat and potatoes of this dish.
I like meat and potatoes.
Shut up. Yeah. Okay.
That Smosh reference.
Earlier this evening, right before we came here to come do this, actually, which is funny because this is actually what enticed us to do a podcast tonight, for the most part anyway. Me and Peyton were sitting out in the country at my house, just kind of glancing up at stars because we were getting ready to leave, and we just kind of happened to look up because we were talking, and we saw some formations, and we saw weird things like stars. Like we were noticing that like some of them look weird when you're staring up at the night sky. They kind of like flash weird colors because your eyes are doing whatever they're doing, trying to adjust. And we saw one formation that was like a diamond with a line of stars coming out of it. A diamond of stars in shape. Should have added that, but with a line coming out of it, short line.
A little
And we were, no, it wasn't a Little Dipper because we saw the Dipper.
It was the Big Dipper.
Now that I think about it, it could have been the Little Dipper.
No,
it couldn't have been.
it could not have been. It was a diamond with
Yeah, it wasn't the same.
one star on the bottom.
It wasn't the same because you know the Little Dipper is like angled like to where the
Yeah,
line comes in.
yeah.
It was like perfectly straight and it was weird. Yeah, and we were talking about how it looked like a Covenant spaceship, with the shape, and so we started talking about. I was like, Peyton, that could very well be an alien spaceship.
Oh yeah,
So,
definitely.
like, if you told me it actually was and converted it, would not be surprised. I'm like, yeah, figures, but I think aliens exist.
But you know
That's what
why?
they ask you
You know
if you
why
think
the
I talked about that last time you were here.
you know why the stars were doing that where they like twinkle kind of?
Yeah,
It's because the light they like pass through the atmosphere and
that's what I
like,
was thinking. It was something like that.
like the pockets in the atmosphere can vary in like temperature and density. So like,
Right.
yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, I was thinking it was something to do with the atmosphere, the light traveling, or something like that. I didn't think too much about that part. It was just the alien spaceship part. So we're talking about basically again is that like I literally just put alien part on my notes, like thinking, what are we gonna talk about? But I don't know. I guess just like you never think about, but like there could be aliens and they could be watching us.
I think about that all the time. Like, whenever I drive home from like Peyton's at like 2 in the morning, I'm like, geez, I'm praying to God that I don't get abducted.
I kind of like worried more about like skinwalkers and stuff
Don't
like that.
say.
I'm more worried about naked monsters.
Yeah, well, Josh, hey, maybe if I'm kind of the only ones, stop. Put him back on. Why would you say
Clothes
that?
monster.
Clothes monster, clothes monster.
Josh, you're getting a little chubby, buddy.
I know.
I'm liking it. You're like a, what do they call them? Bears?
Oh.
The Chicago Bears.
No, like hairy gay people.
Yeah.
Big hairy
The Chicago
gay people.
Bears.
Everyone roots for the Bears as a gay.
Do you want?
You can put that. That's on cap. No cap. I mean.
That's on cat.
Do you want any of these shiny?
No,
No, I'm not gonna play wild.
I don't know.
Whatever, you can move them over.
It's kind of a weird way
This one.
to. Anyone got any input on that? Alien spaceships, the odds. I don't think, in my opinion, I feel like the odds of. I say the odds. It's hard to tell because of how space time works. We don't really fully understand it necessarily. Mostly because we can barely get out of our We haven't got out of our own solar system, have we? Like, not with, even
No.
with, like, satellites or anything.
I mean, I think maybe. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
Obviously not with people.
Most persons.
We,
come with
we haven't even got past the moon, so. Honestly, once we get to Mars, we can do anything.
Pale blue dot is
Instead of talking about
Do you think
space.
people have ejaculated in zero gravity?
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
You know, in zero
they've
gravity,
talked
if
about
you
it.
come, the your ejaculate fires out as fast as it comes out of your dick, so because there's no friction, there's
Yeah,
no air
blast it off.
resistance, so it's just going.
Well, yeah, that's obvious.
Breaks a glass window,
Oh,
and the
I'm
entire
not going
space
that
station
fast.
dies.
Josh, I'm sure those things could take, like, a tank shell.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, they can maybe take a tank shell, but not a cum shot. Just saying.
No, they'd probably take a tank shell. I bet they could take a few 50 cals easily.
A few cum shots.
Shut up, dude.
Dude.
Josh, you peeing?
I'm rinsing off my hand.
Okay, good. I was about to say, if you're peeing, you better shut the door because we're
I am not European.
Voyager one,
Thank God.
Voyager
I
one
ain't peeing.
has been out of our solar system.
And survived?
Yeah.
It's
It
come
started. It started in '77, and it left the solar system in '13.
back. Do we have, like, what are we, like, reading with it?
Uh,
Sounds, probably?
let me see.
Radio waves, more than likely?
Think about how far it is in between the time we receive all that information.
Probably a few days. Probably a couple seconds. It's probably like a news, how, like, the delay. It's like a couple seconds.
What the?
The delay on Voyager 1. I wonder what the delay
It's like an
is.
Xbox mic delay.
I bet it's, dude, I bet it's like, if I'm being like, I'm gonna be, what's the word?
Frank.
Honest.
No, like, going easy on it. I'm gonna give it some headway
Slack?
here and say, at best, it's probably like a few weeks.
Maybe. Why does Griffin have a big old jug of Listerine?
I think that might be water.
No, it's
Yeah.
Listerine. I just
Oh.
got really thirsty.
You can get drunk off of Listerine.
You
Yeah,
know, you
that's
can
why I
also
have
die
it.
from it.
That's also why I have it.
Yeah.
And it's pretty flammable.
Just eat
In
my
case he
stuff.
runs across an abortion clinic or a post office or any government funded building.
I'm gonna remember you when I'm older.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna remember.
Thin lube blind, buddy.
Boot liquor.
Boob liquor, you're right.
Oh,
Licking your
bed
mom's
boobs.
As of
Leave it to a
as
cop
of
to commit sexual assault.
February 2018, Voyager 1 is roughly
10 miles away.
13.2 billion miles.
Jesus Christ, that's far.
And
How's it not get hit by comets or anything? It's just destroyed. I think the chances are like 1 in a million or something. Dumb.
I know that the Voyager 1 has a golden record on it.
Really?
That they made. So that if it does encounter any alien life, that they would know, like, a little bit about it.
Unless they're like little tribe cavemen.
It's just playing I Wanna Hold Your Hand by the Beatles.
It's playing something. They have a message from whoever the current president was.
Yeah.
And the song on it. I know that.
Goodbye.
At
There
least one.
2 tonograph records that were included in both Voyager spacecraft launched in 1977. The records contain sounds and images selected to portray the diversity and life and culture on Earth and are intended for any intelligent extraterrestrial life form who may find them. So on it is like, you can buy one for $15.
Buy one, get one
A
free.
Voyager?
That's pretty cheap. No
Um,
wonder NASA's budget is so low.
That because they suck.
So, let me see what's on them.
You know, NASA was is paying way or the reason that their budget dropped so quick is because the rockets they were building were way too expensive and way too fragile and useless compared to like what SpaceX makes. Their rockets are reusable and cheap. NASA is a government company, basically like a government funded corporation. Is basically what they are, rather than just some government agency. They make money off of making the rockets expensive.
pray to a wall. My ass crack is showing.
I actually have a compass that tells me which way it is. So you're probably facing the wrong way.
The big old.
No, Josh, it's that way. You're definitely facing the wrong way.
The
That
big
way.
old religion
Do you
GameCube.
not look at my hands?
No, you have to be facing up your body.
Stick in my butt, dude.
Josh, it is due literally 0 degrees.
Okay, fine.
Oh,
What if Allah is
No,
actually
Josh.
an alien?
Straight that way. Face that wall. You'll be facing it.
That's one of the recordings on it.
What is it? Play it again.
Hello from the children of planet.
Children of planet Earth.
They're not gonna understand a word of that.
They might. They're aliens, bro.
But if they just translate it, there are works from Bach, Mozart, Beethoven, Stravinsky. Disc also includes music from Juan Pingu, Blind Willie Johnson, Chuck Berry,
C14.
Kazarbi Kirkar, Valia Balsanki,
Van Halen.
Laurie Spiegel, as well as Azerbaijani folk music.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oboe player Camille Jalilov.
Oboe.
Johnny B. Good
Hell yeah.
Nice.
was controversial.
Oh.
Oh.
Who's trying to be good?
What?
I don't know, but
The
he's
song.
good.
Chuck Berry.
Give me more.
Uh,
But it's like, I don't know. Who that is.
New Orleans.
It's very familiar. I just want to know.
What? Johnny B.
Johnny B. Good.
Wait. I'll just look it up.
Hour-long recording of the brain waves of Andrew Young,
Why was Chuck Berry controversial?
because they said that rock music was adolescent. Like it was,
This was in the 70s.
yeah.
The aliens would
It
love
was
Johnny B.
newer. Like Bach, Mozart, Beethoven from like the 1600s.
Yeah, but rock came along in like the
Okay.
like, late 50s.
So they're putting that stuff in so aliens can learn about Earth,
Yeah.
but they
Basically.
only put a certain type of music.
Bro, just wait
Well,
till
it was
aliens.
more- it's more like the beginning of Earth.
Wait till aliens
our-
figure
like
out
our-
about
Oh,
history.
I see what you mean. Okay, never
In the
mind.
70s, rock was fairly new.
Yeah, it was an I get what you mean. I wasn't understanding like why it would be controversial like that. Didn't make sense, but I understand now.
After NASA had received criticism over the nudity on the Pioneer plaque because it showed a man and a woman, like diagrams of a man and a woman.
Why would that?
They're
Yeah,
naked. Like,
that-
this is science
that.
value.
They got
just
boobies
giving
on the
them
stick square.
information
This.
about us, dude.
So, what are they gonna get from a diagram?
So you're gonna find out.
That's
where
not even.
my funny bone is and tickle me.
I definitely think
What?
you that looking at okay, we as humans, if we look at any sort of intelligent life, whether it be an animal or a humanoid, we can definitely look at that thing and tell exactly where all of its vital organs are.
Yeah.
For the most part,
For the most
a
part.
generalization. I think an alien could look at us and be like,
Also-
I bet all the good stuff about right here.
Yeah.
Carl Sagan was the guy who was selecting all the music for it, and they wanted to put "Here Comes the Sun" by the Beatles, but they got copyright claimed. Basically,
Really?
yeah, basically, the EMI would tell the copyrights declined.
We don't want to be in space, retard.
Yeah.
What's this? Aliens steal our music and claim it as their own.
You think there's any like
Also, in
intelligent
2015,
aliens?
NASA uploaded the audio contents of the record to SoundCloud. NASA are SoundCloud rappers.
Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, wait till the aliens figure out about
Figure
Kid
out.
Cudi.
Oh my god, dude. We need to send another one.
Bro,
It's just
all of them are
rap.
going to be stoners.
Dude.
We sent another one. It
Halo
just has
now.
no, but it says never
Halo
mind. Don't
now.
come.
Halo now.
So it had Kurt Waldheim,
Kurt Cobain.
who was the Secretary General, the UN. There was a recording by the president, wasn't there?
Yeah. Who was it? Was it Lyndon? Lyndon B?
In 77?
Yeah, it should be.
Butt
Should've
Johnson. That was funny. He was fat.
If I remember correctly, it was Lyndon B.
Imagine being president, knowing all the secrets.
Oh, never mind. He was. Oh, never mind. He was in the 60s, late 60s. Who am I? Huh. Wasn't Reagan? He was in the 80s.
In 1986, Ronald Reagan
Uh,
killed all of the birds, replacing them with mechanical
Jimmy
sprouts.
Carter.
Was it Jimmy Carter?
Yes.
Jimmy
Were
Carter's one of the
77,
coolest.
77 to 81.
What an insignificant president.
Nobody ever thinks about Jimmy Carter.
What did he do?
Fuck you, Jimmy Carter.
Fuck you, Baltimore.
It
I
has.
only knew Jimmy Carter was a president because of that one King of the Hill episode.
Nice.
I forget who the president was during the Gulf War. I'm looking it up. It was Homework Bush. That's HW.
Okay, but the Voyager 1 studied weather, magnetic fields, and rings of the 2 planets and was the first probe to provide detailed images of their moons. So, Jupiter and Saturn.
That's cool.
Always good.
You can go there on Destiny pretty easy, so I don't understand why we needed that.
You're just writing the Voyager 1.
Here we go. Dude, I really wish a space orb thing would come make Earth really great, and then we would all collapse.
Like Destiny?
Yeah, exactly like Destiny.
Okay.
Do you guys think that our friendship is out of circumstance, or do you think we naturally
I believe everything happens for a reason.
Okay.
name 10?
Top
Well,
10
like-
reasons we are friends.
I feel like
One,
people
we have homosexual
people
tendencies.
are put in your life for you to learn something or for them to learn something from you.
Oh,
Like Parker's.
Like,
Parker's
not everyone-
the one that
not
cops
everything
not
is
all cops are
insignificant.
bad for me.
no, all cops are bad.
Fuck you.
Trust me, you're bad. I know you're gonna be a terrible cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. In your opinion, are all
Then
cops
blue line,
terrible?
baby.
So, I mean, obviously it's gonna
They're
be
not terrible people. They're just terrible for being cops.
Well, I mean,
I don't think all. That's weird to say. I don't think cops are terrible people because they all do bad things. They're all terrible people because they became cops knowing they would have to enforce unjust laws willingly.
What if they don't?
98%.
well, what if they don't believe that they're unjust?
Well, then they're just bad
How about
people.
people just follow the damn law?
Shut up, bootlicker. God.
Yeah, just follow the law. Can't be that hard. Been doing it for 18 years.
Barely.
Barely.
You're the only one here with an actual ticket.
Yeah. That's fair.
Fuck, stop doing that. How
Man.
much was the ticket again?
$500.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, it's
That's okay.
It's
It
a
was
lot
like
more.
it was like
for
it was like
under
60-40 on the price ratio for speeding 15 to 30, and
What was
the
it?
60% of it was being out past midnight, and I was 17.
That's so dumb, dude. To get a child ticketed that much. No, tickets and stuff like that are literally just ways for the government to get your money, just like with taxes. It's basically a tax that like you don't always have to pay.
A tax for being bad.
Exactly. Being bad
Right, that's
taxes,
too-
which is
that's
I guess is fair, but when it's something as meaningful as speeding on a highway.
At 3 in the morning.
Seriously, whatever.
I mean, it wasn't like I was
Yeah,
causing any harm for anybody else except myself.
I guess anyway. Isn't like attempted suicide illegal?
Yes. In some countries, it's punishable by death.
That doesn't make any sense.
I feel like that can't be true.
Call the police and be like, I failed hanging myself, and then they show up to your house and shoot you in the head. He's resisting. He's resisting. Alive.
Put that in the
Bang.
pokey bag.
There we go. There we go.
I can try to. I think that'll work.
Yeah. Hold on. Unclench. Now. There we go. Hold on. Unclench. Now. There we go, buddy. Okay, well, I mean, that's basically all we have. We actually got off topic a lot. But, I mean, that's basically all we have.
And we still have 40 minutes left.
Jesus Christ, how many? So we've only gone for, like, what, 50-ish minutes?
50ish? We
damn.
could stop in an hour.
Yeah, but we don't really have anything to do. So I'm saying we pretty much...
Someone give us a topic.
Well, I asked you all for a topic before we began, and all
Hey,
you were
Alexa.
like, I don't know.
Mixed race
Oh.
I read
couples.
something a while ago.
No.
Hold on.
Hold on.
No. Actually, but when this ends, we're going to talk about that, Josh, because I actually would put that. That's a little too controversial. Not that I'm against race mixing or anything, of course. Why would I be? Oh my
The
god.
Daytona 500.
Yeah.
Plus.
Daytona 500, NASCAR, and Motor
Talladega
One do
Nights.
not belong together. They're beautiful separate.
Daytona
How many
1.
do you want?
Formula 500.
Everyone?
I think.
You can move everyone.
Oh, okay. Except for that little goober. Well, no,
Shut
she's up for later.
okay, well, I mean, that's all we have, right? So, I mean, I guess we're gonna have to cut this one short. I mean, it's fine if it's short.
No,
Doesn't
Hey,
no,
Alexa.
no, I
matter.
don't want those ones.
Hey,
I don't want
I'm trying to end this, and you guys are just doing your own
Give
thing.
me a topic to talk about.
I don't have an opinion on that.
Fuck you,
Alexa.
Just because
Hey, Alexa,
I've been dragging
what is going on?
I kind of.
Give me an opinion.
dragging
I have lots of opinions on things like music,
Okay,
movies,
okay.
and books.
Books. Books.
Well, I kind of
Alexa.
have a thing that I can say.
Alexa, give me an opinion about a book.
Opinion about movie. Opinion about.
I don't know that one.
Oh my god, I gotta go back. Alexa, tell me a fact.
The pitch of some crickets is so closely related to the temperature that you can use them as a thermometer. Dalbert's law tells you how to do the calculation.
What?
Alexa,
Crickets are
Oh,
dumb.
it's talking
explain
about,
Dalbert's law.
Dalbert's law states the relationship between the air temperature and the rate at which crickets chirp.
Oh,
So
That's
it's
cool.
like
that's
it's
cool, actually.
Cricket temperature.
No.
Cricket thermometer.
No, it's basically
The
saying
crickets
that,
are
like, you
turned
can,
up.
so you can read how the pitch they're chirping at, and basically use
Well,
that
it-
To see how hot it
it's
is.
to
the
see the
speed.
temperature.
She said the speed.
Did you say speed and pitch?
Yeah, she's a pitch.
Pitch and I thought I was
I
sure
guess
she
it's
said pitch.
both.
Maybe it's,
Crickets
yeah,
pitch.
pitch and speed.
Crickets play baseball.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Nice, dude. Nice. We high
But
fived, by the way.
you're about to play hospital ball because I'm gonna put you in the hospital.
Josh is flossing, laying face down on the floor.
I'm not surprised.
Just ASMR where you're just breathing into it. Hey.
Hold on, guys. Everyone be quiet really quick.
Okay.
Hold on, everyone be quiet real quick.
Are you trying to make a penis?
Yeah, I'll try to make a penis.
Everyone be quiet real quick.
Nice.
Okay, hold
Somewhat.
on. Wait, guys, everyone be quiet.
Hey Alexa, can you do my mom?
Okay, I guess that joke didn't land. Sorry, guys.
Sorry,
No.
I don't know that, but I do have
No.
a skill you might like.
Ow.
It's
Alexa.
called Annoy My Mom.
Oh, be
Want to
careful.
try it?
Oh, be careful.
No.
Hey Alexa, tell me a joke about cowboys.
A cowboy and his horse walk into a bar.
Oh, it's
The
poopy
cowboy
one.
says, I've been leading this dang horse to every river in the county. He may not want to drink, but I sure do.
That one sucked.
We already heard that one.
Yeah, we did. Alexa, tell me a joke about the moon.
Did you hear about the restaurant on the moon?
Please lift the moon.
Great food, but no atmosphere.
Hey Alexa, tell me a joke about geese.
I don't have a joke about that.
Hey Alexa, tell me a joke about the president.
Which tree should be president of the forest? The one that wins the popular vote.
Poplar.
That was a good one. Good joke.
Alexa, tell me a joke about politics.
What's a politician's favorite breakfast?
Bullet.
Vote meal.
Oh.
That's a good one.
Good one.
The rope, the tree of liberty. You just fart?
I'm just
No, don't. Dude, get your elbow out of my back. What makes you think that's the best way to lay down? Is with your freaking elbow in my back. God.
Farted right on your dick, dude.
Hell yeah, you did. I'll tell you what.
You ever smoked that?
Damn.
Keep on going.
Josh farted on my dick. Damn.
Alright, guys. We're gonna end this here. So,
Unfortunately, it was a good day. I don't think this is as good as the last one. I think the last one was better. No,
Yeah.
don't you worry.
This one was way more
They'll
chaotic.
they'll all be back. You can count on that.
and that is our motto, that everyone will be bad and we can
You're not gonna
guarantee.
enjoy any of these.
But we're gonna enjoy making them, and that's all that matters.
I mean,
Oh my
no
god,
one's
that's impressive. I'm sad you guys can't see what's going
no
on.
no one's gonna watch this anyway. So
You're gonna listen to it.
I listened to it. I've literally listened to all 2 of them. I've listened to all of them all the way through, both of them all the way through. I'm
Yeah.
listening to this one too.
all right, so we're gonna sign off. Thank you guys for listening to the Fort Ever podcast. And holy crap, I'm gonna have to deal with these retards. So.
You can't say that. It's politically.
All right, goodbye, everyone.
Oh yeah.